Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nitya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Sri
Vrinda
Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai
Jai
Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai
Jai
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai
Jai
Amaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki Jai
Jai
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we saw that the essence of all scriptures comes through the Guru Parampara in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I have given the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as I have received through the parampara. And if somebody says that common men will not be able to understand because Chaitanya Charitamrita has so many Sanskrit verses, then to them I will say that it is not possible for me to satisfy everyone. And then further on he says that within Chaitanya Charitamrita you will not find any contradictory statements, contradictory conclusions. That means it is completely in line with the pure Siddhanta. You won't find any contradictions. Just like if you take the Shariraka Bhasha commentary on the Brahma Sutras, you will find contradictions. Within the same text, you will find contradictions. Why? Because that philosophy is trying to prove that the ultimate absolute truth is impersonal. And also, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to this world, it descends to this world as an avatar. So first of all, they don't accept that. They accept that everyone is Brahman. That means everyone is same. Whether it is Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, or you or me, everyone is in this material world. And everyone is Brahman. After liberation, everyone is the same. There's no distinction between Paramatma and Atma. That's not there. So to prove that philosophy from Brahma Sutras, what are Brahma Sutras? Vedanta Sutras. What are Vedanta Sutras? the essence of all the Vedas given in the form of a small, short statements. That is Vedanta Sutra. So Vyasadeva, after he gave all the Puranas, after he gave all the 4 Vedas, Itihasas and everything, after giving Mahabharata, then he gave Vedanta Sutras. So before Srimad Bhagavatam, the final thing that he has given is the Vedanta Sutras. Vedanta Sutras means the essence of all the Vedas. But still, he was not feeling happy. And then Narad Muni came and told him to give the essence. You've given the essence, but what have you said in that? People will be misled because it's not clear. The point is, it's so difficult to understand, people will not understand. So now you give in a way that everyone can understand what is the essence. So then he gave Srimad Bhagavatam, highlighting on bhakti. That is the essence of the Vedas. It is the natural commentary. Natural commentary means Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutras. Natural means the author himself is giving the commentary. What do we see? Srimad Bhagavatam, you have commentary by Sridhar Swami, you have commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, you have commentary by Jiva Goswami, like that. Now, Madhusudan Saraswati. But Vyasadeva has given us Brahma Sutras and he himself has given a commentary, and that commentary on Vedanta Sutras is Srimad Bhagavatam. That's called natural commentary. So that is the ultimate, that's the last work of Vyasadeva. In maturity, after going through everything, finally he's given Srimad Bhagavatam, and the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about pure devotional service. Why he has given Srimad Bhagavatam? Because the Vedanta Sutras are not easily understood. Now, various persons have given commentaries on Vedanta Sutras. Sripad Shankaracharya has given commentary on Vedanta Sutras, but he didn't touch Srimad Bhagavatam. He didn't give a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because in Vedanta Sutras, because it is so complicated, there was scope for him to manipulate the philosophy. Actually, all the Vedas are talking about bhakti only. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha vedantakrit vedavid evachaham. The purpose of all the Vedas is to know Krishna only. But when the Vedanta Sutras are given, it could be interpreted in different ways according to their, according to their desire. So whoever wants to propose a particular philosophy, now they will use the Vedanta Sutra statements, sutras, to put forward their own philosophy, like justifying their philosophy through Vedanta Sutras. But you know what the problem is there when they do that? They will contradict themselves. Because in reality, Vedanta Sutras are talking about bhakti. But you want to prove that they're talking about Brahman realization, merging into Brahman. Like this, different people want to put forward their own philosophies. But what happens is, because in reality the Vedanta Sutras are actually talking about bhakti, but you want to propose something else, as you're giving your commentary, you will be contradicting yourself. And in one place you will say, this is what it is, and in another place you will be refuting your own statement, contradicting your own statement. In this way, in the Advaita philosophy means the Shariraka Bhasha philosophy given by Shankaracharya, you will find many places where they're contradicting themselves, ambiguous, not clear, and contradictory to each. So the same book, the same work, in the same work, you will see statements are contradicting each other. You won't find such statements in Caitanya Charitamrita. That's what Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying. You will not find any contradictory conclusions. Like in one place it says that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and in another place in same Chaitanya Charitamrita it says Brahman is the ultimate absolute truth. No, you won't find any such contradictory statements in Brahman is the absolute truth, but it doesn't mean that Brahman is the supreme absolute truth. There is Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdete. Brahman is partial realization, Paramatma is more a higher realization, and Bhagavan is the ultimate realization. To say Brahman is the ultimate realization, that would be a contradictory statement. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying there are no contradictory statements in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That I can assure. For one thing, it does not give you any contradictory conclusions. Besides that, the message is given to you as it is. The way it was passed down, like first of all, somebody who has directly experienced and heard, and who's a devotee, that's the first qualification, right? You have to surrender, then the Lord gives you the knowledge. And then that guru gives that knowledge to his disciple who has surrendered. So very carefully, this message is passed down generation after generation. Just like, let's say there's a mango tree and there are ripe mangoes on the tree. So very really ripe. So somebody, if he from the ground, if he tries to just, using a stick, get those ripe mangoes, it will fall down and it will smash. The pulp will come out. Or someone climbs onto the tree and he's able to pick and he drops it down, that can also, the fruit will be spoiled. It can get, it can fall down and smash. But if it is carefully handed down, the person on the top of the tree is personally handing it to the next person who's standing a little further away from him on the tree. Like that, in a chain of human beings, one after another, if the mangoes are passed down, it is very nicely protected. It is intact. You get the whole mango as it is. So this message is like that ripened, delicious mango. And it is handed down to us in parampara system. So there is qualification for somebody to receive this message and then to pass it on. The qualification to receive is you have to surrender. You have to surrender means you have to follow the method given by Krishna. Be guided by a spiritual master coming in that line. And when the spiritual master is pleased, then he will hand over that message to you. And then you can pass it on, provided you give it as it is without tampering with it. Then you are a bona fide guru. So that's how this Chaitanya Charitamrita is received, and I'm going to present it to you as it is. Now, if somebody does not understand, that's not within my, capacity. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm doing my job. My job is to give the message as it is. But still, there's one more statement. Who will be able to receive it? If that person surrenders, he will also receive it. But without surrendering, you want to get it, and then you're saying, no, I'm not getting it. Then the method is you have to surrender. You have to take to the path of bhakti, then you will receive the message. If you don't surrender, you won't receive it. And you cannot blame me for that. That in order to make it available to you, I have to adjust this and give you. No, then the original will be lost. Then I'm not doing justice. I'm not giving the original message. The original simple truth will be lost. Therefore, nobody's opinions are included in this. Into that fruit, some other flavors, injecting this flavor, that flavor, spraying some colors. No. As it is, the way it is received, now I'm going to give it to you. You say, I don't like this color, why don't you spray a nice brighter yellow on it or whatever? No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm not taking anyone's opinions. Nothing is included in it. It is as it is, the way it is handed down from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar Goswami to Raghunath Das Goswami, and it came to me. I'm giving the message to you as it is. And if someone has some problems with this and they want to adjust it, sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm giving the message as it is. This is what Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying. If one does not understand, so 86, if in this Chaitanya Charitamrita there is no contradictory statements, conclusion, nor is anyone else's opinion accepted, I have written this book to describe the simple substance as I have heard it from superiors. If I become involved in someone's likes and dislikes, I cannot possibly write the simple truth. Next. Then, if somebody is not able to understand, what should he do? That is also said. जेबा नाही बुझे के हो, सुनिते सुनिते से हो, कि अद्भुत चैतन्य चरिता, कृष्णे उपजिबे प्रीति, जानिबे रसेर रीति, सुनिलेई बड़ो होय हिता. If one does not understand in the beginning, but continues to hear again and again the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, will bring love for Krishna. Again, if one does not understand in the beginning, but continues to hear again and again the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, will bring love for Krishna. Okay? So you don't understand. These are way above my head, these ecstatic manifestations, I don't understand. But what is the qualification for devotional service? You need to have faith. So you are not able to understand it, but you still have full faith that this is the highest, because it is said here it is the highest, but I'm not able to understand it. Then what should you do? What should you do? Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, you hear again and again and again and again. Just keep hearing again and again and again. The sound vibration of this Chaitanya Charitamrita itself is so purifying and so potent in awakening love for Krishna in your heart. Even if you don't understand, just hear, keep hearing, not once, but again and again and again. And then the wonderful effect of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will start manifesting. The effect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like you'll start getting colored in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. That means the pastimes will start acting on your consciousness and it will awaken your dormant love for Krishna. Simply hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Actually, when one advances in bhakti, they don't even need to study philosophy. Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Who are we? We are not this body. It's not needed. When one is past, uh, you know, when one comes to asakti, ruchi onwards actually. After anartha nivritti, you become steady in devotional service. Then when one comes to ruchi and asakti, they simply hear the wonderful qualities of Krishna, pastimes of Krishna, again and again and again. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastimes, they'll just keep, these called Ruchira Leela, right? Tasteful pastimes, they'll be hearing again and again. But if it's not that in the initial stages one should not hear, they will hear. But if you simply hear those and if you don't hear philosophy, what is the problem? Because you don't have full faith yet, very quickly it's like the mango is still green, it's not ripe, but you are too eager, or what do you say, impatient is the word. You're so impatient, you want it right away, you want to make it ripe immediately. What will happen? You'll spray some chemicals or something to artificially ripen it. It won't taste the same, it won't taste the same. You'll take it, it's green, and you're trying to ripen it artificially. On the contrary, it is not very nutritious. It will have adverse effects on your health. So similarly, you like the taste of mango, ripened mango. You want it, but you don't have the patience to wait for it. You want it right away, immediately, without going through the pain of waiting for its natural, maturity. Then you won't get. The result will also be similar. So somebody who's a neophyte, who doesn't have that type of faith in bhakti, but he's very much attracted to the results experienced by advanced devotees, and you want that, like they're in ecstasy, so you also want, you pretend. You don't have it inside, but you pretend that you have. You become a sahajiya. That's not wanted. You imitate, you pretend that, oh, you like to hear about Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes because we hear they are the topmost pastimes. And what is the result? What is the result of Krishna's hearing Ras Leela pastimes? You become more lusty and you start imitating, and you try to have relationship with so many women, even others' wives. You try to take others' wives and enjoy them. And then you think that you are in the topmost mellow. This is not required. It's not helping you, it's causing a disturbance in society. So, therefore, it's very essential for devotees to understand the philosophy properly. First, Bhagavad Gita, that lays the foundation for your devotional service. That's the base, that's the ABC. And then Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam with examples shows us how the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is applied in life with examples. And then Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is consisting of the eternal associates of the spiritual world. They are their dealings amongst themselves and with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that you get to see in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. After liberation, how the devotees deal, that you get to see in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, with all respect, understanding the gravity of the subject and how high the topics are, with great respect, you understand, you hear, knowing that I don't understand, I'm not able to understand this, I'm not, understand means I'm not able to relate to this. It's not on my level. The ecstasies that I'm reading, they're not on my level. I cannot relate to this. But what is Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami saying? Even though you don't understand, you keep hearing again and again and again. Hear again and again, and you still practice your sadhana very seriously. Praying and hoping that one day the magic of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes will start acting and awakening my love for the Supreme Lord. Like that. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying here, if somebody is not able to understand in the beginning, but he continues to hear again and again, the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes will bring love for Krishna. You have to be patient, right? Again and again. Just keep hearing again and again. That's what is important. It's not by our intellect. We will not understand about Krishna, about his pastimes, about the philosophy even, simply by our intellect. It's not possible. Because this subject is transcendental, our intelligence is material. How will you fit in that which is transcendental to your mind into your material mind? It's not possible. But what we can do is we can render devotional service. So, what is devotional service? Begins with hearing. That is why when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita every day, it is not that by hearing through our intelligence we are going to grasp everything and understand everything. No, it doesn't work like that. What we can do from our side is we have to pay submissive attention and receive it orally. Let that sound vibration enter my consciousness. And even apply your mind and intelligence also, but in the mood of a servant, in the mood of service to Srimad Bhagavatam, in the mood of service to Bhagavad Gita. Yes, you have your mind, you have your intelligence, use it in Krishna's service. Instead of memorizing some mundane, information, so many things we have to memorize in this world, isn't it? So many things, social security numbers and driver's license and this and that we have to memorize. And what to speak of children memorizing tables and periodic table in chemistry, and so many things we have to memorize. And if you are a biology student, you have to memorize so many scientific names, so many thousands of them, and you keep them all in your, so you're using your intelligence and your mind for those things. Instead, you use your mind and intelligence in Krishna's service. But the mood is important. Not that I'm going to conquer, I'm going to memorize the whole Bhagavad Gita, I'm going to memorize the whole Srimad Bhagavatam and see, now I know so much. You've lost the point. But as a service, here every day, like that is why regulation is so important. Regulation. Doing the same thing every day. Do it again and again and again. That is what is important in bhakti. Whether you go for Mangalarti every single day, chanting 16 rounds every single day without fail, reading Srimad Bhagavatam every single day without fail, reading Chaitanya Charitamrita every day, attending Srimad Bhagavatam class every single day, repeatedly the same thing. That shows that you are actually in the mood of a servant. You are doing it as a service. Same thing Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is also saying, that you hear again and again and again, and then because of that mood of service, because of that mood of humility, not by our intelligence thing, I'm going to understand things, but things will be given to us by the Supreme Lord. That understanding will come. It will come, it will be revealed to us. Not because we are big brains or, or even if we are illiterate and dull brains. It does not matter. What matters is your mood of devotional service, your mood of dedication, commitment. That is what is required. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, if one does not understand in the beginning but continues to hear again and again, the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes will bring love for Krishna. Gradually, one will come to understand the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis and other associates of Vrindavan. There are so many rasas, loving affairs between Krishna and his devotees. They're all loving affairs. Krishna's loving affairs in Dasya rasa with his servants, those devotees in the mood of servants. His loving affairs with those devotees who are in the mood of friends, the cowherd boys. His loving affairs with those devotees who are in paternal affection, right? The elderly gopis, Gopas, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, and others. And of course, his loving affairs with the young gopis in Madhurya rasa. So one will come to understand the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis and other associates of Vrindavan. How? By hearing again and again and again. By this, uh, the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will bring love for Krishna. Everyone is advised to continue to hear over and over again in order to greatly benefit. That's what we have to do with our Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's not a mundane novel or a book that you have read once. Now you know what is in it, and now you can put it on the shelf and go to the next book. No. Srila Prabhupada said one book. You just read this one Bhagavad Gita. Means what? You read it again and again and again and again. Just one Bhagavad Gita all your life, every day you read. Srila Prabhupada says your life will become perfect. And at other times, he said, you read one nectar of devotion. What one nectar of devotion? You read one chapter. That means you read the same chapter every day, again and again and again and again. All your life you read. Your life is perfect. Why one chapter? Srila Prabhupada said one paragraph. I think this he said about Krishna book. His Grace Shrutakirti Prabhu says, on 3 different occasions, Srila Prabhupada was inspiring Shrutakirti Prabhu to read, to read. What we do in the class is good. This is simply to inspire each other, also to inspire myself, of course, because we need the association. We need to come together. But this is not all. You must read also separately. Everyone must read. I must also read. I come and I do this. That's good. That keeps me going. But if I want more, I must take time to read separately. I must read. Everyone should read. We have to get into that habit of reading. And really, what I have heard from senior devotees, older devotees, like our gurus, just read Srila Prabhupada's books over and over and over again. If you do that, everything will be revealed to us. But the thing is, our problem is we want shortcut, isn't it? We want to understand everything without having to put all that time and energy. Just somebody else who has read everything, just give me the essence and now I'll understand. And I will get pure devotional service that way. or, I will read higher books, this and that, and then I will understand. I heard from my Guru Maharaj's lecture, he said for 15 years, he read several times. I don't know how many times, but he read all books of Srila Prabhupada again and again and again and again. For 15 years, he didn't even touch any other books of Acharyas, no commentaries, nothing. He just read Srila Prabhupada's books again and again and again and again. And only after he thoroughly read, inside out, all the books of Srila Prabhupada, then he started reading the commentaries of the Acharyas. There's nothing wrong. You should, but do the basics first. We want that transformation in the consciousness, isn't it? It's not simply about knowing so many things. Then it just becomes a mental, intellectual exercise. It's about the commitment. Somebody who does the same devotional service of cleaning the temple every single day for decades, he's been doing that. That person makes a lot of advancement in Krishna consciousness because of his commitment. And a similar type of commitment if someone has for reading, studying the scriptures, he will also make a lot of advancement. And someone else has a commitment to now share this message. So it's all about commitment. And then you will make advancement. Everyone makes advancement. But if we don't have that commitment and we are shopping little bit here, little bit there, this, that, and everything, your advancement will also be like that. You're not steady, you're not fixed. So, yeah, everyone is advised to continue to hear over and over again in order to greatly benefit. That's what Srila Prabhupada also said. Read the books again and again and again and again. And spend more and more time, right? Now, if I'm spending 10 minutes reading, then increase it to 20 minutes, increase it to 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours. These are not my words. Srila Prabhupada says you can read so many hours a day, right? All my disciples should read, right? So then we can enter into pure devotional service because we are increasing the time that we are spending in direct devotional service and reducing the time that we are spending in activities other than direct devotional service. Working, maintaining, socializing, right? Entertainment, whatever else we are doing, other things, that time should be reduced and this time should be increased, right? So if we are doing little bit, increase little bit more and more and more and more. And I have seen that it is helpful when we do it together. It helps than when we try to do it alone. So, but you have to have a balance also in the sense that you need to do yours also, Seb. That is also important. Just like we come together, we do kirtan. That's amazing. It's very, very powerful. But at the same time, we have to do our japa also, isn't it? It's not one or the other. And very advanced stages, very high advanced stages like, Haridas Thakur, you can just sit and do only japa all day. But it's very, very risky. It's very risky to think that I will do it myself without the help of devotees. I sent one a link to Achintadev Prabhu. This is the last lecture given by His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Maharaj. In that you will see Maharaj says, although we see great devotees who have done that, nirjan bhajan, right? Like going alone and just doing your bhajan, focused. But many times there are chances, if you do it in an immature stage, thinking that now you're advanced and you'll just go and you'll just do it on your own, you fall down from that position. So therefore, go take the safe side. Stay in the association of devotees, take the help of stay in the group, do things together, and also simultaneously, you have some time that you spend for your own meditation, your japa, your reading. You do that also and this also. That's a nice balance. And in this way, increase your time in devotional service. Certainly, we will make progress. There's no doubt about that. So, next. Bhagavata shlokamaya tika tara samskrita hoya tabu kaiche bujhe tribhuvana. Iha shloka duichari tara vyakhya bhasha kori kenena bujibe sarva jana. In reply to those critics who say that Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of Sanskrit verses, it can be said that Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of Sanskrit verses, as are the commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. What are the commentaries? In which language are the commentaries written? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti's Thakur's commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary, Srila Sridhar Swami's commentaries. How are they written? They're all written in Sanskrit. So you're saying Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of Sanskrit verses. Srimad Bhagavatam itself is written in Sanskrit, and the commentaries on Bhagavatam are also in Sanskrit. Nonetheless, Srimad Bhagavatam can be understood. Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam is for everyone. As well as, so it is not just for common people, it is both for common people as well as for advanced devotees. Right? So Srimad Bhagavatam can be understood by everyone as well as by advanced devotees who study the Sanskrit commentaries. So nice, huh? So there's nothing bad in studying. It's good. If you're an advanced devotee, you can study the Sanskrit commentaries. And it's not that for you to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, you have to have the knowledge of the Sanskrit commentaries, otherwise you won't benefit. No, even if you're a common person, still you can benefit from Srimad Bhagavatam. You can hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the form of sometimes stories, like children's Srimad Bhagavatam, you tell them like stories, or you just hear Srimad Bhagavatam from others. And if you're able to read, you just read Srimad Bhagavatam. And those who can study the commentaries in Sanskrit, there. So everyone is relishing. Srimad Bhagavatam is catering to all types of audience. Why then will people not understand the Chaitanya Charitamrita? It's the same thing. Like Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita also has Sanskrit commentaries. There are only a few Sanskrit verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and these have been explained in the Bengali vernacular. What is the difficulty in understanding? Yes, we have seen now, we are in the Madhya Khanda, we completed Adilila. Every time, there's no record, every time Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes a Sanskrit verse, he says that again in Bengali. So, who will not understand? Everyone will understand Chaitanya Charitamrita. So your argument that there are so many Sanskrit verses common people won't be able to understand, this is not valid. That's what Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying. Yeah. Both people, those who know Sanskrit, they can understand. Those who don't know, they can also understand. Sheshalilara Sutra Gana Kailum Kichu Vivarana Iha Vistarite Chitta Hoye Thake Jadi Ayuh Shesha Vistariba Lila Shesha Jadi Mahaprabhura Kripa Hoye. I have already given a synopsis of all the facts and figures of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's last pastimes. This chapter, second chapter of Madhya Lila, is giving you a synopsis of the last pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Why I have given this? Now I have already given a synopsis of all the facts and figures of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's last pastimes. And I have a desire to describe them elaborately also. I have just given a synopsis, but I really want to elaborate on all these pastimes. That's my desire. If I remain longer and am fortunate enough to receive the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I shall try to describe them again more elaborately. So you understand why Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gave it here. In Madhya Lila, he's speaking about Antya-lila synopsis because he's not sure if he's going to live that long. He was already in his 90s. His hands are trembling, he cannot see, and he's writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. But he doesn't want to deprive us of these ecstasies of Mahaprabhu. At least let me give you the synopsis. If I don't live, you have something. Maybe some other devotee can take it forward later, but at least you have something. But my desire is I want to elaborate on them also if Mahaprabhu keeps me on this earth and if he shows me his mercy, I would like to elaborate on them also. But for now, at least you have the synopsis. If I died today, at least you have the synopsis of Madhya Leela and Antya Leela. Right? Now I would like to elaborate. Exactly like Srila Prabhupada, he gave us the Krishna book because he was not sure if he would stay to give the entire 10th canto. But the 10th canto is the, that's the ashraya, right? All other cantos are leading to the 10th canto. Srila Prabhupada didn't want to deprive us of the direct pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But at the same time, he didn't want to compromise, right? He was very carefully, word by word, Srila Prabhupada translated each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, not compromising anywhere, giving the translation and the purport very nicely, elaborately. But he wanted to give us the 10th canto also. So he gave us Krishna book first, just in case he wouldn't be able to explain. He wouldn't be there to complete the 10th canto. Unfortunately for us, Srila Prabhupada didn't stay to complete the 10th canto. But that was Krishna's desire, Krishna's Leela. He had other plans. But Srila Prabhupada gave us enough information in Krishna book and also in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in his other writings. Srila Prabhupada gave us Nectar of Devotion. He speaks about the things that we would learn in the 10th canto. So, Ami Vriddha Jaratura Likite Kampaye Kara Mane Kichu Smarana Na Hoy Na Dekhiye Nayane Na Shuniye Shravane Tabu Likhi E Bada Vismay. I have now become too old and disturbed by invalidity. Can you imagine? Someone in his 90s, I don't know, maybe late 90s, mid 90s. He was very, very, very old. I have now become too old and disturbed by invalidity. While I write, my hands tremble. They didn't have typewriters, no dictaphones, nothing. He was personally writing. He was writing with his hands at that age. While I write, my hands tremble. I cannot remember anything. We all can relate to that, can't we? And we are not even that old. I cannot remember anything, nor can I see or hear properly. Still, I write this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is a great wonder, isn't it? It is a great wonder. This shows us that this is not any material work. This is the Lord Himself is writing through Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Ei Antya Leela Sara Sutra Madhye Vistara Kori Kichu Korilum Varnana Iha Madhye Mari Jabe Varnite Na Paritabe Ei Leela Bhakta Gana Dhana. In this chapter, I have to some extent described the essence of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya at the end. I've given the essence of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya at the end. If I die in the meantime and cannot describe them in detail, at least the devotees will have this transcendental treasure. So that is his satisfaction. If he were not able to give the details, at least he has given the essence. संक्षेपे এই সূত্র কইলা যেই ইহা না লিখিলা আগে তাহা করিবা বিস্তারা যদি ততা দিন জিয়ে যদি ততা দিন জিয়ে মহাপ্রভুরা কৃপা হয়ে ইচ্ছা ভরি করিবা বিচারা. In this chapter, I have briefly described the Antya Leela. Whatever I have not described, I shall describe extensively in the future. It's not possible to give everything in synopsis. So whatever I have not described here, I will describe extensively in the future. If by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, I live for so many days that I can fulfill my desires, I will give full consideration to these pastimes. What do you notice here? Full dependence on Krishna. This is the essential component of pure devotional service, complete dependence on Krishna. At every stage, whatever stage of bhakti you are in, always complete dependence on Krishna. I am not the doer. He is the one who is carrying me. And dependence means there are no complaints. He keeps me however he desires, whether he keeps me like this or like that. I am at his mercy. I am his servant. Like that. So I have my desire, of course. What is my desire? My desire is to render devotional service. But for that, I don't have any capabilities. I am depending on him. I don't know. I always remember His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Of course, there are others also, His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj. And, physically completely invalid, right? But the desire is so strong, and the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is blessing them to go on and on and on. It was in the year 2008 when Maharaj got stroke. That is 15 years ago. And when he got this stroke, he was completely incapacitated. And he's like that. He has been like that. And he just keeps pushes on and on and on and on and on, because his desire to serve is so strong. Whether it is, old age or invalidity, nothing is an impediment, because the desire to serve the Lord is so strong. Just goes on and on and on and on. And every year still initiating thousands and thousands of disciples, right? Inspiring, traveling, and in the middle, hospitals, surgeries and whatnot. But he doesn't stop. The unstoppable. Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj ki jai. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami saying, in this chapter, I have briefly described the Antilila. Whatever I have not described, I shall describe extensively in the future. If by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy I live for so many days and I can fulfill my desires, I will give full consideration to these pastimes. छोटा बड़ा भक्तगण वंदो सबारा श्रीचरण सबे मोरे करहो संतोषा स्वरूप गोसाई रमता रूप रघुनाथ जाने जता ताई लिखी नहीं मोर दोषा. Humility of a Vaishnava. I worship here with the lotus feet of all kinds of devotees. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is worshipping the lotus feet of all his readers, I worship here with the lotus feet of all kinds of devotees, both advanced and neophyte. I request all of them to be satisfied with me. I am faultless because I have written herein whatever I have understood from Swarup Damodar Goswami and Rup and Raghunath Das Goswamis. I have neither added to nor subtracted from their version. I am giving you the message as it is, that ripe mango, the way I got from my previous predecessor, I am just giving it to you as it is. I have not tampered with it in any way. Purport. According to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there are three kinds of devotees known as Bhajana Vigya, experts in devotional service; Bhajana Sheela, devotees engaged in devotional service; and Krishna Name Dikshita, Krishna Namakari, initiated devotees engaged in chanting. Okay, so we also have some space here. Okay, so there is three types: Bhajana Vigya, Bhajana Sheela, and Krishna Name Dikshita, Krishna Namakari. So you figure out which category you belong to. So those who are experts in devotional service, those who are engaged in devotional service, and those who have taken initiation and they are chanting Hare Krishna. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita begs the mercy of all these devotees and asks them to be pleased with him. He says, let the neophyte devotees, the devotees who are very expert in arguing, though they have no sense of advanced devotional service, so that is a neophyte, who are very expert in arguing, though they have no sense of advanced devotional service. who think themselves very advanced because they imitate some smarta brahmana. Let such devotees not be displeased with me. So he is offering, he is worshipping the lotus feet of these devotees who are puffed up. They think they are great devotees. They are expert in arguing, although they don't know anything about advanced devotional service. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is begging them, please don't be displeased with me, thinking that I have committed errors in this regard. Right? I beg their pardon with great humility, but I am submitting that I personally have no desire to add or subtract anything. I have only written what I have heard in the disciplic succession because I am dedicated to the lotus feet of previous acharyas like Swarup Damodar, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Rup Goswami. I have only written what I have learned from them. So, of course, advanced devotees, why will they argue and why will they find any fault? They won't do because they want the original message. Usually, it is the neophytes that will argue and that will fight and that will say, no, this is not right, why this, why that. So, what is the approach of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami? Is he chastising them? What do you know? You are just a. No. He's saying, please forgive me. I worship your lotus feet. Please don't be displeased with me. And he's saying, I'm offering whatever I have received. I'm unable, I'm not capable of making any changes because I have to give the message the way I have received it. Please don't be displeased with me. Setting example for us when we preach, how we should preach. No, not making any compromises with the message. We still have to give the message, but always remain humble. Always remain humble. Not that I know I'm giving you the right message, you better take it. You fool. So that's not the approach at all. Begging at the lotus feet. This is a Vaishnava. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Advaitadi Bhakta Vrinda Shiredhari Sabara Charana Swarupa Rupa Sanatana Raghunathera Sri Charana Dhuli Karon Mastake Bhushana. According to the Parampara system, I wish to take the dust from the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. I wish to take the dust of their lotus feet upon my head. In this way, I wish to be blessed with their mercy. So, the Acharya is only trying to please he's very loyal and faithful to his previous acharyas. With great respect, he receives and he gives it as it is, but at the same time, he's not um, chauvinistic, right? Chauvinistic or condescending that I have it, I am giving it to you. No, he's also very, very humble to the people that he's giving it to. But at the same time, he's very strict. He's not going to make any changes just to make it appealing to the audience. No, he will give the message as it is in great humility. This is what I have, this is what I can give you. And also, this will certainly benefit you. Even if you don't understand, just hear again and again, it will benefit you. Just observe the mood of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Here he is giving us the highest, but in such humility, right? Taking no credit whatsoever for what he's doing. Seeking the blessings of the lotus feet of all his predecessor acharyas, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, the Goswamis, like that. In this way, I wish to be blessed with their mercy. Completely dependent on the mercy, never thinking that by my ability I'm doing something. Paya jara agya dhana vrajera vaishnava gana. Paya jara agya dhana. And also why he is doing it? Because he received the order, not on his own. Paya jara agya dhana vrajera vaishnava gana. Vandotara mukhya haridasa. Chaitanya vilasa sindhu. Kallolera ekabindu. Tarakana kohe Krishna dasa. Receiving orders from the above authorities means the previous verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, like that. Receiving orders from the above authorities and the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, especially from Haridas. So from the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, Haridas. We read about this Haridas Pandit, Radha Govinda Mandir's Pujari, right? When we were reading in Adi Leela, we saw. So receiving orders from the above authorities and the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan, especially from Haridas, the priest of Govindaji, I, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, have tried to describe one small particle of one drop, of one wave of the ocean of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are like an ocean, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, in that ocean of pastimes, I'm trying to describe, let's say in that ocean, just one wave, and in that wave, one drop, and in that one drop, one particle of that drop of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, I have tried to describe in this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Again, the humility of the Acharya. Purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 2nd chapter, describing the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Panch Tattva ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now chapter 3 begins with the Madhya Leela. So now we'll go slowly again. I'm not going to do this every day like this, going over time, but somehow I just wanted to finish that chapter, so I went for almost an hour or maybe over an hour today. But from tomorrow onwards, again, we will continue in our small installments, half an hour each day. We will go slowly. Madhya Leela. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sending